It's it's been a couple of months now into the socialist regime in Norway. We currently operate with a distortion of the price mechanism, which means that the market is very heavily controlled by the state. Basically, now more goods and services have been put on rationing, and we currently have a quote unquote sale for butter. The price has been mandated by the state to be lowered. And just a couple of months ago, there was a butter shortage, and yet the price is not allowed to come up. And so people aren't able to buy butter consistently. And the socialist regime keeps saying, right, it's capitalism's fault, which is exactly what they said in Venezuela. But I don't think capitalism is at fault for the prices not being allowed to rise so that everyone can actually get butter. All right, mate. So it seems quite ridiculous. There's an artificial low price on butter, and we are getting shortages. So I don't know if this keeps happening, we might actually end up in a place very similar to Venezuela, unless of course the Labour Party actually does understand, wake up, and realize that their policies are actively hurting people, and we actually get a reversal. The state already entrenches 30% of the workforce in the public sector, and this has been since the 2000s. The Labour Party basically fucked over the economy, made people unemployed, minimum wages were set, price controls, wage controls, and that resulted in unemployment. And then the Labour Party responded by creating useless paper jobs, which now is why 30% of workers are employed in the public sector, doing absolutely nothing productive, but shuffling papers across the desk from the left corner to the right corner, and then back for hours every single day. They're basically unemployed, but they're employed in the public sector, getting welfare. It's basically a welfare job. But whatever, I guess. Yeah, as long as nobody's unemployed, now we can just pretend that the statistics are much lower than they actually are. And the inflation rate they report, it's 2%, but then their actual inflation rate, based on price rises, which is not inflation, is about 8%. So clearly there's inflation at least above 8% every single year. So they're lying, and they're stealing from us. So basically taxation is about over 50% in Norway right now. If you actually think about second order effects of taxation, you will know that workers are paying over 50% of their wages to the government. Anyways, all right, bye.